Let's roll for recipe. 1. That puts us in as seen on TV. A 4. So that is the middle of the list. So we're going to roll a d10. We got a 2. So we will have Good Eats the Early Years by Alton Brown. And I'm sure there were other people involved in this. Alton Brown's just the big one. This book was originally published in 2009. This is the 2021 printing, though, that I have. We will be making Filet O'Fu. Our first step here is to get firm tofu, then drain and cut it into 4 equal portions. Here's our tofu, so I'm going to drain it real quick. Okay. Okay. It says we need 1 pound of the tofu, so there she is. It just says to cut into 4 equal portions. In the picture he has here, it looks like he cut it this way, so we'll do the same. I'm going to try and cut it in half first. Maybe that will make it more even. I think that's kind of even. All right. Yeah, I think that looks fairly even. It says now to lay slices onto 5 layers of paper towels. I'm assuming he means full paper towels. We have the little half sheet, so I went ahead and used 2 halves to make a whole. We'll be folding this over. That's why I'm pretty sure he meant full sheets. Okay. All right, so then it says fold to cover. The next step says to sandwich this pack between 2 half-sheet pans and weigh the top down with approximately 2 pounds of weight. He says a 28-ounce can of tomatoes will work perfectly for this. I don't have any little short sheet pans that will fit in my refrigerator, and most of my sheet pans are missing, so we're going to use these Pyrex casserole dishes because they fit pretty good in there. These already have some weight. Shit. Actually, I can't. Do they not nest perfectly? I thought they nest perfectly. They do not nest. Hold on. Scratch that. This one does fit in here. It's the newer, shittier Pyrex, so it's not as thick as the other one. So I'm still going to have to add some weight to it. I'm going to do 3 5.5-ounce cans of cat food on top of here. I'm hoping, since this dish is already heavier because it's glass, that those cans equal out. I am unsure of my math, so I'm adding a 4th can of cat food. Alright, so now that this step is done, we get to put them in the refrigerator for an hour, then get 5 more paper towels, throw away these, re-wrap them in the new paper towels, and put them in for another hour. Here's our tofu out of the refrigerator. I did replace the paper towels halfway through, like it said. I guess it didn't say to put it in the refrigerator now that I'm looking, but I don't think you're supposed to leave tofu out at room temperature. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. I don't know. I put it in the refrigerator. When I replaced the paper towels, there was some condensation on both of my dishes, so I went ahead and wiped that off. Our next step is to put the tofu in a gallon Ziploc bag. I guess it just says Ziploc bag, but I'm using a gallon Ziploc bag. I put it in like that, actually, so I can fold the top over so it's less likely to leak. So we need to add 2 tablespoons of sherry vinegar. I could not find sherry vinegar at any of my local stores. According to Google, I can use red wine vinegar, so I'm hoping that's true. So I need 2 tablespoons of that. All right, there's 2. Great. And then we need 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. You know, that one. 2 tablespoons of that. So far, our little marinade here smells pretty potent. And then it says a few dashes of hot pepper sauce. So we're using Tabasco, and I'm assuming this is more of a preference thing. We're gonna go a little bit heavy. My husband likes it spicy. The last time I had fried tofu, I did not like it. Like, I couldn't finish eating it. So if my husband's the only one eating this, he'll appreciate the Tabasco. If I'm able to eat this, well, I mean, I'm going to try it, but I only manage a bite, the Tabasco is not the thing that's going to scare me off. I'm going to try and get some air out of here without spilling any of our juices. I don't know, that's probably as good as it's going to get. All right, now to seal this. And it says to marinate for 1 to 2 hours, so we are doing 1 hour. The timer is almost up on our marinating tofu, so we need to get a little dipping station put together. So what we need is a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. He said he recommends small, shallow dishes. He said disposable pie pans would work. I don't have any disposable pie pans. I just have regular pie pans, so that's what I'm going to use. And then in our next pan will be 2 large eggs beaten slightly. And our last ingredient here is 1/2 cup of Japanese breadcrumbs, aka panko breadcrumbs. We're going to take our tofu out here. It says to blot on paper towels, so let's do that. If your hands are slightly chapped from Iowa winters, this mixture apparently will burn them. So I'm going to blot these all dry and then wash my hands. I'm just putting them on a plate for now. Our next step here is to drench the piece of tofu in flour. I'm going to make sure it's all well covered. I have a little crack in that piece. And then blot off the extra. I'm going to move some of the flour to the side so I can tap it off. Okay. And then put it in eggs. Dredge it really well in there. I'm just flipping it over onto all sides and making sure all sides have whatever we're dipping it in on it. All right. And then 2 breadcrumbs. And then he says after you're done coating, put it on a wire rack. I have a cookie sheet under there so it catches the extra. I also have paper towels on standby so that I can wipe my hands off after I do this whole process and get the extra off. In the picture he's showing, it looks like his breadcrumbs aren't as thick as mine. Like, you can't tell 100%, but I'd say from what I can tell, like, his look like they have less of a texture than mine do. So I don't know why that is. Maybe the picture doesn't show it very well and it does look like mine. Unsure. I've had oil over there heating up. He says on medium-high heat. When oil starts to simmer, slide the tofu pieces into the pan, fry each side until golden brown, about 2 minutes per side. He says you'll need a 1/8 of an inch of oil in a 12-inch nonstick skillet. I think I have a little more oil than that. Said it's way too much oil, but at least I know the sides will be fried well. I'm just going to move them a little bit to make sure they're not sticking. They're also already starting to get golden brown and they just got in here. I'm going to turn it down a little bit in case it's a little too high. It definitely has not been 2 minutes, but they are brown. So I'm going to just go ahead and flip them. All right, it's been 2 minutes, so let me turn the heat off. I am going to put them on a new clean wire drying rack with a paper towel under it and then a cooking sheet under that. I didn't want to reuse the old one because it had raw egg goop on it. We're going to take these out, and then it says to let them cool down for a few minutes. So we're going to do that. I'm going to serve them with rice. He says he likes to eat them with sriracha, but I think that sriracha mayo might be good, so we might try that.